Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Snowfall News. We're back again as usual. However, this time we are going to be going over the crazy amount of news in gaming over this past couple of days. Oh my god. It's funny. We had stopped E3 quite some time ago when it became a lot harder to do, perhaps a bit less profitable. And, everyone was kind of sad about it going, and everyone was like, well, what are we going to do now? And, we started going in this era of now companies just stream game announcements. Of course, people like, Jeff Keighley, bless his heart, doing a lot of work to try to maintain that idea, right? With the Game Awards and Summer Game Fest. But a lot of these companies just decide to do their own show anyway at exactly the same time. More than likely just because it's the usual release dates, right? You kind of want your announcements to come out at specific times, once at the beginning of the year, once at the end of the year, that kind of thing. Once at the beginning of the year, once in the middle of the year, during the summer season. And that's what we're doing. So they all came at the same time. There's so much here. A lot of games. A lot of games. Like, more than you would see at E3. A lot of games. So, very interesting to see. So I will do my best to go over the ones that I found were particularly interesting or notable, because there's a lot here. Of course, we're going to invite comparisons between all the shows. If you ask me, the one that was most interesting was definitely Nintendo Direct. So if you're going to check out any of them, check out the Nintendo Direct. And then maybe the Summer Games Fest one, that was also pretty good too. Those are the two ones I would recommend. And I already went over the State of Play. I thought it was going to be the only one. That was my bad. But anyway, let's go ahead and get over to some of the games they had announced. So, first off, I'm going to start crazy ones. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake has been confirmed. This was a rumor. I did not expect it to come out, to be honest with you. I thought that one was fake, but it is real. They showed off a slight reel at the very end of the Nintendo Direct. It looks interesting. A little high, I don't know, it looked kind of realistic. The graphics were kind of strange to me, but I was talking about how I felt this way about games like Twilight Princess when that game came out originally. So, I shouldn't be one to judge. But no gameplay. They said it was coming out this year despite showing off no gameplay. That's crazy. So they have a 6-month window to release the game despite having showed basically nothing of it. So we'll probably be seeing a pretty fast and heavy media cycle for that game coming up over the next few months. Interested to see what they change. Probably going to be the exact same game, just with the upgraded graphics. I don't think they're probably going to change anything about it at all. I really don't know why they need to remake it at all, but that's just me. Next up, for Nintendo games, we saw Xenoblade Chronicles Genesis coming in 2027. This is the latest one in the series. For those who might not be aware, it should have ended already in Xenoblade 3 and in its DLC, the main arc that was sort of over-compassing all of Xenoblade Chronicles. But this is a new game in the series. I imagine that it's probably going to be like a whole new continuity. They're in like a school setting. It's high fantasy, a lot different than what you expect from Xenoblade. So I'm kind of wondering what the direction they went in. I thought the game looked great, though. I thought it looked very good graphically, really showing off the chops of the Nintendo Switch 2, what that system can do. Much better now that it's been sort of released from there. Moving on now to another really big announcement. We had Final Fantasy VII Revelation coming out in 2027. This is the last part in the Final Fantasy Remake series. So if you've been playing that, this is going to be the final bit of it. Great thing there. I haven't played the remake series yet, but people will talk about talk about how good it is. Some controversy on the story. But if you're really excited for 7, you're a big 7 fan, this is going to be the last one. Interesting, they showed off like a big open world. I was wondering how they're going to do the exploration bit. And they have jobs in the game now. There originally were no job system in the original 7, so interested to see how they do that. Then after that, there was a teaser for Persona 6. No release date. Literally, it was just the logo. Like, they didn't even show any gameplay or anything. It was like the logo and some mood lighting. These first announcements of Persona are basically worthless. I remember when the original Persona 5 announcement came out, it was like it was weird. They were like, it was like a bunch of chairs, and they were like chained, and they're like want emancipation. It made no sense, especially when you're looking at it from the game that came out. So take it with a grain of salt. That game's probably not coming out for a long while if they didn't have a release date. I said 2030. So, and then after that, we had Resident Evil Veronica coming out next year as well. This is a remake of the original Resident Evil Veronica. This is the direction they're going in. It was in Paris, which never happened from what I remember from that game. So that's definitely rather strange to me. I wonder if they're just going to change a lot about the game, including certain people who are featured in the game who might be a little, how the kids say, problematic. So we'll see the direction they go in for that game. Next up after that then was, one that I'm looking forward to a lot is Castlevania Belmont's Curse. I talked a little bit about this before. The newest Castlevania game in like nearly 2 decades, I think, like the latest one. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. It looks great. I know it's by the devs of Dead Cell. Might have to play the game before it comes out just to see what's about. That will be coming out this year in October. After that, then we have this is a big one. Kingdom Hearts 4. That game did not. The last release of news from that game was from 6 years ago. So it's been a long time coming. It looks the exact same as it did back then. I can only wonder if they probably restarted development on that game multiple times over the course of these years, because I heard nothing about it, and there's been nothing about it since then. I think it's been in development hell. So no release on it again either. No idea when it's coming out. Probably need to forget about it. So there you are. Then after that, there was Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. That got a release date in September. A lot of these games are coming out in September. They're all trying to avoid GTA 6. It's just the game is going to take up everyone's time, and they're like all almost clamoring over each other to not overlap with GTA. It's a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. But it makes things annoying, especially when you're trying to play games. But yep, that is coming as well on that day. I'm looking forward to that too. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. I think this one looks a lot better than the other ones. Sorry. Not that it looks better, just I like the story and the setting more maybe than Engage. Engage had good gameplay, but the story was not that great. This one is kind of taking more after the world of... It is in the world of Three Houses, so... If you're a Three Houses fan, you should look forward to that. Can't tell if it's a sequel or a prequel. Not really sure, but got a lot of stuff going on with it, so we'll see where that goes. Then there's Dustbloods. That got a closed network test announced. That is the multiplayer Souls game battle royale thing. I don't really understand exactly what it is still, but it's a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, and it is the latest From Software game, so look forward to that too. Then Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen. That is the expansion for Dragon's Dogma 2. The original Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen was a pretty milestone expansion. Dragon's Dogma is a game that has a lot of problems, the original and the sequel. And the expansion fixed a lot of the issues people have with the game. So I expect it to be much the same with Dragon's Dogma 2, where it will really do a lot of heavy lifting, making them appeal to more people. So we will see when that comes. I expect it to have some big changes. I expect it to be a good game. I haven't played Dragon's Dogma 2 yet. I love the original. I'll probably play it, Dragon's Dogma 2. And then we had Virtual Fighter Crossroads. This is the latest Virtual Fighter game. It's been quite some time since we had a Virtual Fighter game. I'm very much still looking forward to it. When I saw it, it's definitely taking more after Street Fighter 6 and the more story-based, cinematic-based. They look like they have a much more involved story mode. This is a layer in fighting games that they just rarely... They don't really put too much effort in. They don't really care too much about it. It's always about the verses, but this one definitely, they're like putting way more resources into making a good story. Like just a good narrative, which I think is how you need to get new people into the game. So it looks really cool. I like the characters they showed off. They didn't show too much, just a bit of the cinematics. I'll see where they go with it. People were going crazy on Twitter about like one of this particular cinematic of this guy sort of walking down a mural, and it was like doing crazy. It was like animating as he was walking by. Really cool scene. So I'm looking forward to that game a lot. Actually, I like Virtua Fighter a lot. I mean, I like fighting games in general, but the 3D fighter space has been dominated by Tekken for so long. It's nice to see a new game come by again. And yeah, that's most of the core announcements, I believe, unless I'm forgetting anything here. There's a lot going on, but these are the ones that I thought were particularly relevant. There were some smaller ones here and there, some more interesting ones, but anything like that, you might want to go out and check it specifically. Oh yeah, a new Final Fantasy game. I forgot to mention that. One that was besides Revelations of Final Fantasy Resonance in the 2D HD style. It's making rounds because it's the first one that is turn-based. A Final Fantasy spin-off that's turn-based in quite some time. Usually Square Enix is relevating turn-based games to their other series, like Saga, or Octopath, or Triangle Strategy, or Brave Default. Like, all those games usually are turn-based, but they're not mainline Final Fantasy, or even Final Fantasy at all. So, this is the first one, so people are excited about it. I've been playing these games for forever, so to me, it's like, I don't really see any reason to be more excited about it, because I've been playing Octopath and those games for forever, so... But people can be excited about it if they want. But yeah, that was the most pressing news, I believe, from the things that I saw. So, as always, you can check out some of the lists I have in the description if you want to go see some things that I did not mention here. And yeah, I will take you guys next time on Snowfall News. We'll be back to our stories, regular stories next week. So look forward to that. See you guys then. Bye, guys.